So, we're going to talk about acceptance and mindfulness practices as strategies to support resilience in older adulthood. We're going to highlight some of the scientific evidence supporting these approaches and then how you can integrate them into a peer support setting. Now, when I mention mindfulness, maybe some people aren't interested in that. And so we're going to offer different ways that people can do mindfulness that may not seem like a typical mindful approach. So, acceptance is really the goal is to address, particularly, let's say, a certain feeling that someone is having by helping them live a life that's in accordance with their personal values and challenges. And so, here we have mindfulness, which is really accepting the things in life that we can't control, and then challenging negative thoughts, identifying values, and also goal setting as well. So, let's go through this case study and we'll see how we can integrate some of this work with individuals. So here is a person served, 60 years old, a female, and they're describing a holiday gathering at their boyfriend's house, and they observed the family's happiness and started to think about unhappy she was with her own family, which made her feel sad and lonely. So this is the experience of somebody is coming to you and they're telling you, I feel right now sad and lonely. So an immediate way to help people feel better is through addressing acceptance and mindfulness, which I'll show you how to do in the next slide. So let's walk through the case study. When you were with his family and you started to think about how nice his family is and how not so nice your own is, what do you think? Do you think you started to disengage a little bit? Well, the service user, yeah, they shook their head in agreement. And so, did thinking a lot about your own family ultimately end up with you missing out on enjoying a good time? Person says, yes, in these situations, I'll sit back and not talk and I'll want to leave. Did you leave? Yes, the person says, because of that, because we were both tired. So, the individual who's working with them, you become very good at avoiding negative feelings and getting out of negative situations. You may not be as good as getting into more positive situations. And so, in this immediate approach, one thing you can do is mindful skills. So, you can click on the link, which is also in the manual, and it's going to take you to a 10-minute mindful activity where you can actually work with an individual who's coming to see you on that specific day and do mindfulness and ask the person how they feel at the beginning of it and how they feel at the end. So you can practice mindfulness every day as a preventative measure to not feel lonely or sad, but always take this daily record of how you felt before and after. Actually seeing that somebody is feeling better, they'll internalize that and be like, oh, wait, maybe I'm going to do this some more. What people do sometimes is that they'll put little notes up to remind them to practice mindfulness. It could even be an electronic reminder on a phone at 12 p.m. every day. I'm going to practice mindfulness. And you can do certain types of mindfulness exercises and listen to music and be quiet, but you can also do things like going for a walk. And as you're going for a walk, just listen to the sounds around the individual and focus in on those sounds. And so that is one way that people can practice mindfulness without sitting in front of a computer, because computers maybe aren't taken everywhere with individuals. So, mindfulness exercises you can do anywhere. This is really important because maybe you're in a situation, you're at that family member's house, and you're feeling lonely, right? What am I going to pull out a computer and watch a mindfulness video? No, that's not real world. But some things you can do are a body scan. So, here, I'm just going to walk us through the body scan. And first, I want you to write down on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being feelings of 0 being feelings of sadness, 10 being feelings of happiness. Okay. So write that down about how you're feeling right now. So let's walk through this exercise together. Begin by bringing your attention to your breath. Without trying to change your breath, see if you can fill your attention with how your breath feels. its quality, how short and long your inhales and exhales are. Now slowly shift to a deep, full inhale and full exhale. So breathe in for 3, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out for 3, 1, 2, 3. Keep doing that. So as you breathe, move through the body with full and curious attention, starting from the bottom of your feet all the way to your head. What do your feet feel like now? Are they tired? Are they sore? Are they light? Keep breathing in. 1, 2, 3. Keep breathing out. 1, 2, 3. Now go up to your knees. Do the same thing. You want to investigate all the parts of your body. And stop and investigate these parts that may bring up judgments like tense or sore, or even lack of feeling. Now, if you get stuck, or you find that your attention has wandered, which it likely will, bring kindness into your mindset. Refocus on that body. Keep going upward. How does your back feel? Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3. So, that was a very quick process of mindfulness. A few questions you can ask yourself. How did you feel during the exercise? Did you notice your mind wandering? If so, what was the distraction that just kept coming up? And how did you feel after the exercise? And what are you feeling right now? So, when you're working with individuals, you can encourage people to practice this every day, which is it may be hard to do for folks. People may not want to do this. Encourage people maybe to go for walks and do that listening um, to help individuals find something that's aligned with the individuals and what they want to do, and help people focus in and be present on in the world. So you can make a daily record of how you felt before and after. So, throughout the world, we know that there's a higher frequency and severity of life events as we age. And so we can also practice acceptance too, to help individuals. And we can practice this every single day. So, acceptance is actually the first step towards having a radical change. And acceptance is the willingness to fully experience the reality as it is. So we need to accept the things around us that we cannot control, and then also realize too what you have as an individual and what you do have the power to control. As we go through some of the challenges of everyday life, accepting the reality of the situation can help people bring back to the homeostasis. So, a few things individuals can do. One thing that we found was really helpful is writing on a piece of paper and taping it to something you see every day or somewhere where you go every day. So it could be the bathroom mirror, okay, somewhere like that. Maybe it's on a remote for the TV. Just a little reminder for himself. I am okay. Things like that can help people actually subconsciously integrate acceptance into their everyday lives. Can also have an email reminder or an invite on your calendar for 12 o'clock. You're going to repeat something that I accept the things that I cannot control every day. These types of things can actually rewire the brain and help people move forward in life. What's really interesting too, some individuals, what they've done is that they've written out their story, and they've written out their story in a way that I accept where my life is currently today, and I radically accept these things. And so they would actually and then they would record it on a phone and then listen to it. And what's really interesting with that, it's almost like another person is talking to you to help you accept those things during the day. So it's just another way to address and encourage acceptance throughout the day. So here's another mindful practice, and this is really around gratitude for individuals. And so you're going to look into the manual and go through a mindful practice of gratitude. Again, the most important thing is so you can identify how you feel before and how you feel after for folks. And then here's the mindfulness follow-up questions that you'll integrate with individuals.